Hello, Year 9. So, we are starting a new topic of trigonometry, which I know you guys are so pumped about. And I thought, hey, it's been a long time since I've used my Bitmojis, so they're back and you're welcome. So, today, to kick off trig, what we're going to do is look at naming the sides of a right-angled triangle. And yes, they do have names. One of those names you have already met, and that is called the hypotenuse. So, 3 sides in a triangle, which means there are 3 different names for the different sides. So, the hypotenuse, it's always the longest side and it's opposite the right angle. And we just labelled the other 2 sides A and B when we were doing Pythagoras. However, those other 2 sides have actual names and they are not very original because one's called the opposite side and then the other one is called the adjacent side. Now, these 2 names come from a special or specific angle in the triangle. So the opposite side is the one that's directly opposite the given angle that you're talking about. And the adjacent side is the one that is next to the given angle. Now, something to note is that these given angles are not the right angle. Okay, we're not talking about the right angle in the triangle. It's either one of the other 2. So, here we've got 2 triangles, right? One where we're talking about the given angle being down here and the other one in the opposite corner. So obviously we've got 3 angles in a triangle. One's a right angle in both of them, so that's 90 degrees. And then we've got the other 2. Now for both of these triangles, this symbol is theta, which represents the given angle that we're talking about. So if we're going to label these 3 sides on our triangle, they're going to be different for each triangle because of the given angle. So first of all, we've got the hypotenuse. Now with the hypotenuse, this one is just opposite the right angle. So if we're going to label it, it literally goes straight across and opposite the right angle, right? So we know that's the hypotenuse. Then we've got these other 2 sides. We've got our opposite side. Now, our opposite side is the side that's directly opposite the angle. So if we're talking about this triangle here, there's our angle, right? That's our angle we're talking about. So the opposite side is literally the one directly opposite. I hate that doesn't fit. I will fix that. Is the one directly opposite the right angle. Opposite the given angle. So then for this other triangle over here, the opposite angle is going to be, the opposite side is going to be opposite the angle, right? So opposite, opposite. So that's why they're different depending on the angle itself. Then adjacent is obviously just the leftover side, right? And adjacent just means next to. So as you can see, this side along the bottom is the adjacent side because it's literally right next to the given angle. Okay, obviously this side's also next to the given angle, but it's the hypotenuse. So this means that that is also the adjacent. And we didn't copy over the T. Okay, because it's literally next to. So for each of these 3 triangles, we're going to name the hypotenuse, the opposite, and the adjacent. So let's start with triangle A. Obviously, straight away, it's quite easy to see that our hypotenuse has a length of 17. So our hypotenuse is 17. Actually, I'll do it in black. Okay, that's literally, it has length of 17. Our opposite side, because we've got our angle here, our opposite side is going to be the one directly opposite. Okay, so you draw an arrow, it's opposite, it's going to be 8. And our adjacent side is the one right next to our angle. So if this is our angle, it's right next to it, which means it's going to be 15. All right, B. Oh, I did not give you angles for these 2. Let's do this one, and let's do this one. Okay, so for B, here's our given angle that we're talking about. So what that means is our hypotenuse is going to be the one opposite our right angle, so the longest. So that means it's going to be P. The opposite side is the one directly opposite the angle. So if you draw an arrow opposite, it's going to be R. And the one adjacent is the one that, runs right next to it, and that's going to be Q. Now, let's say, for example, that the angle given to us was this one here and not that one, right? That means that our sides would change. So this would still be our hypotenuse, but that would mean that Q would then become our opposite because it's opposite the angle, and R would then become the adjacent side. So that's what I mean. These two change depending on whether we're talking about this angle here or that angle down there. All right, last one. The hypotenuse, again, remember, is always opposite the right angle. So here's our right angle triangle. We've got E, F, and G. Our hypotenuse is going to be this side here, and we label that as EF, or it could be FE. Opposite, again, remember, is the one directly opposite the angle we've given, and that's going to be this side here, which we can label as EG or GE, right? And then this angle here, the one right next to it, gives us, oh, sorry, that's the hypotenuse, so it's the other one adjacent, so FG. And that's literally it. You guys just have to label the sides of some triangles based on whether that's the hypotenuse, the opposite, or adjacent. Have fun.